Alright, what's your names?
My name is Bill Island.
My name is Randy.
Okay, and you guys were telling me that you're, what is it? It's a ministry to help people that are recovering?
That's right. People who struggled with any kind of addiction in the past, and addiction can be anything. Anything we put before God can become an addiction. So you have a program wherein helps us learn to make new pathways. It's called Revelations of Freedom Ministries.
Okay, how long have you guys been part of that?
I've been there 3 separate times over a time span of about 4 years.
I was there, let me see, about 2 years now. I was there twice as well, and the first time there were some circumstances that happened that caused me to relapse. My choice though, I put myself in that situation. So I came back and I learned from that. Stumbling doesn't have to be, we don't have to call it like relapse and falling back. We can fall forward, we can learn from our mistakes. I often have to learn from mistakes, so unfortunately I have to make mistakes to learn. So I stumbled forward, I came back, and this time I'm doing things a little different. I have more accountability this time. I'm staying there with the program. I'm no longer a student there, now I'm staff and I'm working there. But I am still a student because I learn from the students. You know, the teacher can be taught as well. So this is just my journey right now, where I am right now.
What are you guys like recovering from?
For me, it began with money. I was a workaholic, and then it was women. I sold drugs for a little while. That was all part of the money thing. I began to party, and I enjoyed partying, feeling popular. So I began to do it all the time, and eventually became addicted to drugs as well. And I just look back like, how did I get here? How did this happen? You know, I became the person who I used to like think I'll never be one of them. The people that would like buy the stuff from me, I'll never be one of them. And I'm like, how did I get here? And I would try multiple times to quit on my own and start over. And that might work for a little while. I start to get some money back, get a couple things back, and think I can go back and dabble a little. Because that was fun, right? I'm chasing a memory. I'm chasing a memory that I thought was fun. But when I think about it, it never really was. The enemy is speaking a lie to me, telling me that I had a good time doing this. The Bible does say that sin is fun for a season, and that's what draws us in.
How about you?
It's pretty similar. I was addicted to methamphetamine and bath salts and sex, pornography, pretty much all the standard stuff of the world. You know, I had a heavy background in universalism and pantheism, and eventually, you know, I started to dabble in Satanism, and yeah, you know, I'd come to the program. I didn't believe. I just thought, if I get a job, if I get a vehicle and an apartment, you know, I'll be happy, and if I can just control myself. And you know, I ended up falling and came back to the program again, and you know, I repented, I accepted Christ, but I didn't really believe in it still. So, you know, I fell back on the other beliefs, you know. You know, I'd go in my addiction, and then I'd go, you know, read up about, you know, the other religions, Buddhism, you know, the idea that I'll just be reincarnated, and I didn't have to really answer for anything, you know. In the end, everything would work itself out. Well, in the end, I felt I was being called to come back to the program again, so I came back a third time, and I truly surrendered this time. I started praying to Satan and demons, just, you know, I tried many times to sell my soul, and just thank God he didn't let that happen. You know, he kept pushing me to try and change my mind. You know, he was very gentle during all of this. You know, during that period, you know, I overdosed and almost passed away from kidney failure. You know, overdosed on bath salts and
So
what happened there, you know, I didn't really believe. It's one of those things, like, I didn't really believe in Satanism, but I kept trying to sell my soul, hoping that, like, something would happen. You know, I was hoping there'd be an answer, but at the same time I didn't really believe. And then towards about a month before I came back here, at night I would go to bed and I could start to feel like presence in the room, and then I'd start to fall asleep and I could feel weight pushing me down into my bed. I'd be lying there, you know, petrified, and I could feel something pulling my arms down. And that's when it became very real to me that what I was trying to do, what I was messing with, was actually real.
I was talking to you yesterday when I was asking you guys about filming you, and I heard you talk about pharmakia.
Formica or pharmakia.
Yeah, pharmakia. That's the Greek word.
Also, yeah, and this can be researched. You know, the internet can actually be helpful. Everything is neutral. The internet can be used for good or used for bad, and I looked it up, and there's many verses in the Bible that reference sorcery and pharmakia as the same thing, and what that does to us. I could tell you from being an addict in the past, what some of the drugs they pull you in slowly. I believe the lie that maybe I can just do this one time and it makes me feel good, and it just draws us in. Before I know it, I'm not making the choice anymore. I'm a slave to that. What I had thought was my slave and was my choosing, I soon became a slave to it. I just pray that God remains first in my life, and that any of the distractions that the enemy tries to put in front of me don't come between me and God.